Hello, happy Tuesday. This is Darren Roberts, Master Trainer at Impact Training Corporation and the Abundance Accelerant. Welcome to the Tuesday Tickle and Tick, show number 31. Today, be careful what we discard. Over the end of 2018 and now early 2019, I saw lots of posts and videos on social media discarding New Year's resolutions. I'm going to talk about why that is. I'm going to talk about why I'm not happy about that, but also why we can do things more effectively. 3 tips for you to do your goal setting more effectively. So as I said, throughout that period, there's lots of posts and videos, even the short posts of, here comes that new year, new me BS. So if we're sharing information on social media with the intent to help people, just bagging New Year's resolutions isn't an effective way to go. Those people making those posts might be goal setters. They might have it all in line. But if our goal is to have a positive influence on other people, what if there was people watching those videos or their posts that didn't set goals in 2016, 17, 18, and they thought, okay, 2019, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do some goal setting, I'm going to set a New Year's resolution. And if we're just bagging those posts, then it might be their reason or excuse not to do it, so they just go through another year like they've had previously. So if you want to have a positive influence, we can't just bag it, because I believe New Year's resolutions isn't the problem. Goal setting is the problem. Now, New Year's resolutions just happens to be goal setting at the start of a year. Now, we can be doing goal setting anytime. In fact, a lot of those people that probably bag New Year's resolutions already have their goals set up. So we can set goals anytime throughout the year. So come the first day of the new year, if we have goals in line and we're taking action on those goals throughout the year, it might be a nice little time for reflection, but we don't necessarily need to go through a whole goal setting process because we have them in line. However, if we want change, if we want things to be different than they currently are or they have been in the past, then the first day of the year is a great reason to take some action and put some goals in place. So here's why I believe goal setting or New Year's resolutions doesn't work. Because the flip side is we know that goal setting works. We know that if we truly understand what's important to us, we understand the feelings associated with achieving or not achieving those goals, we understand the action and take action on those action steps, the chances of us achieving those goals, if the goal setting is written down and we review it regularly and take the action daily, is really high. So the problem isn't goal setting, the problem is the mindset about New Year's resolutions. And part of that is people set New Year's resolutions because they think they should. Because other people are doing it. Not because they understand goal setting or they're totally passionate about making a change, just because, New Year's here, I better set something. So that's the first thing I want to have us all understand, is that the first step is our goals. We need to be absolutely passionate about it. Sometimes we make the mistake of setting goals because other people want that for us, or they see other people having those goals. But if that's not absolutely aligned with us, if we're not absolutely passionate about that goal, we're not going to take action on it. So we need to spend that time reviewing, what is the change that I want? Where do I want to be? What is the feeling that I want? So are those goals mine? Make sure those goals are yours, not someone else's. The second part of that is to understand the feelings associated with that. What is the feeling of achieving my goals and getting where I want to go? That's obviously a positive feeling. And where do you feel that in your body? And secondly, what is the ramifications? What is the feeling of not achieving those goals, not taking the action to achieve those goals? If this year is the same as last year or even worse, what is that feeling? Because that's also going to stimulate us to take action. Now, in goal setting, the visualization is a big part of goal setting traditionally. I think it's probably overly used, to read your goals every day and to create that feeling every day probably is an overkill. It's my feelings. Because I believe if we're passionate about when we first set that goal, we know what that feeling is when we're going to achieve it. We know what the feeling is by not taking the action and not achieving it. So maybe it's a reflection of that every week, for instance. But the key is the action. We can't just visualize and not take the action. It's better to visualize or create that feeling once a week, but take the action every day. So then that's the next step, is to make sure your daily actions, our daily actions, because I'm a goal setter myself, is we know exactly what actions we need to take place, and we do that on a consistent basis. That is more important than the feeling. If it's really important to us, we know that feeling. It's there in our belly, it's there in our heart. So let me give you 3 things that you can do. And I use this with my mentoring clients on the first session as far as goal setting goes. Whether it's New Year's resolutions or any time in the year, because the reality is, as I said, if you already have goals set, you don't necessarily need a New Year's resolution. But if you don't have any goals, if you don't have any plans, well, 6 months ago was the best time to do goal setting. And if you haven't done that and you missed New Year's, today is the best time to do goal setting. Then you take the action anytime through there. So to set those actions, the best thing to do, 3 things, really simple. Make a list of every single goal you have in your business, life, lifestyle, family, relationships, whatever's important to you. List long-term, short-term, medium-term, real hard goals, easy goals. Just brain dump. Keep going until you can't think of anything more. Keep that pen poised on your paper so something else will come to me, and really exhaust that list. Then what we need to do is to go back through that list and rate your goals A, B, and C. The A goals are the ones that are extremely important for you to achieve. The B goals are one that, it'd be nice to achieve, but not as important as the A goals. And the C goals, it'd be nice, but not as important as the B. Then take all of your A goals and write them on a separate piece of paper. Then what I want you to do with those A goals is rate them in numerical order. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, etc. However many goals you've got in your A goals. Once you've got that, take your A1 goals, just your A1 goal. And then we do the process relating to action. What action do we need to do to achieve those A1 goals? So again, you can have a brain dump. Every single action, big, small, short, long, medium, that you need to do to achieve those A1 goals. Then we go through the same process. Go back to those A1 actions and rank them A, B, and C. A, most important. I have to take this action to achieve my goal. B, it's important, but not as important as the A. And C is, I'd like to be able to take that action, but there's more important things to do. Then again, take those A actions, put them on a separate piece of paper, rank them numerically, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Now you have your A1 goal and your A1, 2, and 3 actions ready to go. You know exactly what you need to do every day. Now you can do that for your A2 goals and your A3 goals as well if you like. But even just doing it with your A1 goals aligns with what's most important to you. Now yes, we can understand the feeling of what it's going to feel like when we achieve that A1 goal, or what it's going to feel like if we don't take that action, and the ramifications of not achieving that A1 goal. But most importantly, every day we need to be looking, what of these A1 actions do I need to do today to keep me with momentum to achieve my goals? So it's not New Year's resolutions that's the problem, it's goal setting that's the problem. If you failed in New Year's resolutions, maybe you set a goal that you weren't particularly passionate about, and maybe you didn't have the actions, steps to review. It was a bit of a fluffy goal. So there's some ways to fine tune your goal setting or your New Year's resolutions at this time of the year. If you'd like the PDF of that goal setting process so you can reflect on that to do it yourself, just write yes in the comments below and I'll happily send that to you. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week for the Tuesday Tickle and Tick. Bye for now.